Donald Trump's 80th birthday is Sunday. He is already the oldest president ever. Now, sometimes people say you are more likely to die on or around your birthday. Could that possibly be true? Many of you wrote to me and said, does Donald Trump need to be extra careful this weekend? Well, I don't know about extra careful, but it is in fact true that people are more likely to die on or around their birthday. It is true. The reasons why matter, but yes, Donald Trump should be careful. Now, this is all in good fun. Okay, we're just chatting here, but it is an interesting thing. The average mortality rate on birthdays is 7 to 14% higher than you would expect based on people's underlying age and health. And it becomes more and more pronounced. The additional risk of death around one's birthday goes up when people are over 60 years of age. Now, different countries have looked at this. Different data sets have looked at it. They all find the exact same phenomenon. Now, the exact size of the effect varies. Like I said, are you 7% or 14% more likely to die around your birthday? But every study finds something. Interestingly, it's different for men and women. Men's mortality tends to peak in the days leading up to the birthday, including the day of the birthday. Women's mortality peaks right after the birthday. Now, the obvious question, as curious people who want to understand the reality around us, why does this happen? Why is it that this takes place? Imagine that it is a supernatural phenomenon, and then put that completely out of your mind, because it's not. We actually have some very specific reasons that have been proposed, which would explain why this takes place. First of all, people remember, these are averages. You might hear this and you go, I don't do any of this stuff. Fine, but we're talking about a population level analysis. People on average do riskier things on or around their birthday. They drink more alcohol on average, which makes it more likely that you would fall. If you're over 60, falling is more likely to lead to death than if you are under 60. Drinking more alcohol makes it more likely you could get alcohol poisoning. And drinking more alcohol makes it more likely that you would be in a car crash. You might also be doing travel that you don't normally do. And having long, exhausting travel days or changing behavior in other ways can slightly increase your risk. So that's number one. Number two, there is the stress of aging and getting a year older, combined with the stress of planning or attending your birthday party. And this can increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. Now, you might say that doesn't really make sense. We all get a day older every day, of course, but psychologically, rolling over to the next year, going from 79 to 80 or 60 to 61 or whatever, that is psychologically more notable than simply, I'm 79 and 104 days old, and now I'm 79 and 105 days old. So that's number two. Number three, birthdays can cause feelings of deep loneliness depending on one's circumstances, and that can slightly increase suicide rates on or around the birthday. And then finally, there is this idea of people holding on until a milestone. And sometimes that milestone can be the birthday, sort of a once I've achieved it, right? And then mortality can go up. So for the most part, this phenomenon is because of lifestyle choices around the birthday and pre-existing vulnerability. It is interesting, we have to acknowledge, it is interesting that Donald Trump is throwing himself this massive birthday party on the White House lawn at your expense and at my expense, replete with a UFC fight, F-list celebrities attending, and it is a big milestone birthday of 80. If we just separate ourselves from Trump and we just say, hey, listen, based on the data, if you wanted to design yourself a birthday with maximum stressors, you might choose a huge public event with an enormous crowd, intense media attention, late night activities, public appearances, and extremely bright lights. And I think also explosions is part of the entire thing. So Trump's doing a lot here that actuarially we might look at and go, geez, I don't know about this. So It's a just for fun segment. We're looking at scientific phenomena and applying it to the world around us. But I know many of you are curious about this. You wrote in and you said, all these people are saying you're more likely to die on your birthday. I am very much interested in these phenomena. And it turns out that this particular one is true. Now, what does it mean for this weekend? Probably nothing, right? I mean, remember that a 79-year-old man, big picture, is still likely to live for many more years. Now, if he's obese, if he only eats fast food, if he doesn't exercise, if he's increasingly struggling to stand, which we'll get to later, certainly those are risk factors. But even if you take someone who is expected to live 8 or 9 more years and you say, well, their mortality rate goes up 7 to 14% on their birthday, they still are most likely to live. And so I continue to believe that Donald Trump is going to serve out the full remainder of his presidential term. A lot of people put on music while they work, assuming it helps them concentrate. But in practice, familiar songs, lyrics, or constantly changing tracks often will take attention away from what you're working on rather than supporting attention. And that's where Brain FM comes in. Our sponsor, Brain FM, is a music app designed to support focus, relaxation, or sleep, with music created by human musicians working alongside neuroscientists. Instead of generic playlists, Brain FM offers task-specific modes like deep work, creative, and motivation, depending on what you're trying to do. What makes Brain FM different is the science behind it, because it's the only music app funded by the National Science Foundation based on their unique audio technology designed to influence brain activity associated with focus. Brain FM also has published peer-reviewed research showing their technology supports attentional performance. They even have an optional ADHD mode for people who benefit from additional stimulation. But the app really is built for anybody looking to reduce distractions and stay engaged with their work. You can try Brain FM totally free for 30 days by going to brain.fm/Pakman. 30 days is a long free trial. Go check it out. The link is in the description.